What up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Podcast with your boy, Dustin Calloway. Yes, I'm back again. And like I told y'all before, I'm not waiting around. I'm not waiting around like I used to drop episodes. When I'm feeling it, I'm going to get it in. So I feel like I'm going to be feeling it every single day. So you might get a podcast episode from me every other day. You just might. Because I got a lot of stuff that I need to talk about. And when I start feeling it and I get to getting into my phone and typing up all my notes and stuff that I want to cover, I need to get it out. And sometimes when I delay putting it out or just delay filming it, I kind of lose some of the thoughts, even though I have stuff punched up in my phone. So before we begin, please smash that like button. The likes are free. The subscription is free. That bell notification, it's all free. I'm not asking for no money. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking for a little, smash that like, man. Smash the like. Smash the like button. All right? I appreciate everybody that's, subscribed to the channel. And for those of you that felt the need to unsubscribe, it's okay, man. It's all good, man. Maybe this just wasn't a fit for you. But it's all good. So again, I'm not going to hold y'all with no long introduction. We're going to get right into it. I got my first topic coming up that I want to cover today. Listen here, man. Listen here. This one right here, man, listen. It drove the internet crazy. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. It drove me crazy too. Because if you have kids, when this type of stuff happen to your kids, when they go to school, you be like, man, what is going on with the world, man? Like, what's going on? Do everybody need to just tell everybody everything? So let's get into it. So I know all of y'all saw that video, right? Of that teacher that came out to her class, right? She took it upon herself and she felt like, she was empowered that day. She felt good and she just wanted to let all of her class, her students, the kids know that she was coming out. And you know what? Listen, I understand it, right? I understand it because growing up, I went to school with people that were in that lifestyle. They lived that life. That's who they were, right? But they were afraid to come out the closet or people can, some people you could just tell when you look at them, like, come on, man. You a little spicy, I know, man. You could tell. So the people would pick on them, you know what I'm saying? So I get it, you know what I'm saying? I get why a lot of people will be afraid to come out because of that fear of people trying to pick on them, you know what I'm saying? Or people trying to harm them, even though this ain't the same as back in the days how it used to be. To me, from what I can see, people are more open to accepting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no problem with people that choose to live that lifestyle. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Don't come at me with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just keep it, stay over there. You do what you do. I'm going to stay over here, do what I do. And we good, man. Don't press up on me and none of that stuff because I don't play that game. You know what I'm saying? But as far as your lifestyle, do what you want to do, man. You know what I'm saying? That's you. Do you. But sometimes the lines get crossed a little bit, right? And I feel like in this situation, the teacher crossed the line, right? To me. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I got kids, man. I'm sending my kids to school to learn about school stuff. That's going to, like, this ain't life skills or not like that. Or is that a life, is that what the class is called? Life skills? Or it was some type of class in school that taught you about like babies and stuff like that and where babies came from. I can't remember what that class was called. I thought it was life skills, maybe. But still, like, this ain't no health class or whatever it is. But my kids ain't coming to school to, if it's health class and we talking about health stuff, that's cool. But your personal business teacher, like, why do you have to talk to my kid about what you decide to do with your love life? What type of person you are, like, when it comes to that life? My kid came to school to learn math. You're a math teacher, right? This English, right? This social studies, right? Let's get to that. But all your personal business and this party that you wanted to have inside internally with yourself, with my kid, that's a problem, man. That's not part of the curriculum, is it? All right, so let's get to the teaching. Teach my kids, man, like what they came to school to learn, and keep your personal business to yourself. You know, it's like some of these teachers, man, they take their personal business and their personal relationships with our kids too far. And I'm only saying that from experience, man. Like when I was in high school, I thought it was a little strange for a teacher to want to like talk to me about their personal business. I'm like, I'm a kid, man. I really don't care. It's weird, man. It feels weird. And if you're a teacher watching this right now, hear me when I'm saying this to you. Some of the kids may be okay with that, but it's a whole lot of the kids, for real, they don't be wanting to hear that. Like, I know I was one of them kids. I'm like, I ain't really trying to hear about what's going on at your house, man. No, I'm good. I'm cool on that, man. Like, I'm not here to know about that. You know? You were hired as a teacher at the school to teach a set curriculum, right? They give you this layout of what you're supposed to be teaching our kids. What she didn't have nothing to do with what they was going to school for. But she took it upon herself to spring that on all these different kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how any of these kids are going to take that. Because, all right, on one side, you got the kids they live in that world just like she do, right? But then what about on the other side of it, where you got the kids who don't understand it and they get offended, right? And they might lash out because they looking at it like some kids do be looking at it like, ugh, And if they mind ain't developed enough right now to be able to handle what you're saying, and they just stuck on, ugh, they can flip out in there, right? So leave it up to us parents, man. Like, I know I'm going to speak for myself and for the parents that's listening to this now. If you haven't educated your kids on this world that we live in now, and I'm not just talking about the LGBT community, I'm talking about when it comes to racism, all that stuff, right? When it comes to that, just different lifestyles that's going on out here, even when we talk about drug use and all that stuff, you got to do a lot of, you got to let the parents, man, control that. And like I said, for the parents that's listening to this show right now, you got to take control, man. And you really need to sit down and have a conversation with your kids about what these teachers are talking to them about in school. Because if that video hadn't come out, you really don't know. For real, because I know for myself, when I was growing up, I didn't go home and tell my parents about stuff that a teacher may have talked to me about in school. I didn't. I just kind of, okay, it was weird at the moment, and I just shook it off and walked off. So y'all parents, talk to y'all kids about their day at school, for real, because stuff like this, if it don't hit social media and it don't get blasted all over the world, you'll never know what these teachers are saying to y'all kids at school. Like, I'm not even trying to say that I don't want you to try to build that friendship with my kid, but it's a limit. It's a limit to it, right? Like, you gotta cut it at some point. And we can even go as far as, when we start talking about them relationships, how they can get weird. Students messing with the teachers messing with the students, sleeping with them. Yeah, it gets like that, man. Like, when this stuff when they start getting too comfortable and too close, and it can go that route. It get a little bit, it can get a little weird. You know what I'm saying? If you're concerned with everybody knowing your business, guess what, man? You got social media for that. Go to your Facebook page, go to your Instagram page, go to your TikTok, and just make you a whole TikTok page, a coming out TikTok page. You can use that as your niche. It could just be a coming out page, and just your niche that's every one of your videos is about you coming out. That's what it should be. That's what you should do. Leave it there, because that way you can get millions of people to feel you. Because there are people out there that care about that. They really do. It's a community for that. It's an audience for that outside of my child's classroom. It's an audience for that, man. So at the end of the day, if you ask me, I think the teacher should be fired. And it ain't got nothing to do with me being homophobic or anything like that. Nothing. No. It got something to do with you playing this game with my child, right? You playing this game with a whole bunch of people's kids, man. Like, you don't know what background a lot of these kids come from, right? Some of these kids' parents may be at home trying to mold them into something one way, right? And then they come to school and you spring something like that on them, and you kind of like, man, you destroying their kid a little bit. That's why you got to stick to the curriculum, right? And I get it. I know some of y'all probably teachers, and y'all gonna come in here like, well, we spend a lot more time with y'all kids than y'all, so we be trying to build these relationships. Yeah, but guess what? You know what I don't need you to do? I don't need you to go, talk to my kid about your love life. What type of love life you have. I don't need you talking to my kids about that. I don't. I really don't. And like I said, she should be fired for what she did. She really should be fired. There's no place for that there with kids, man. Because I can say this on the flip side. How would you feel, right? If because y'all stand strong, right? Y'all community stand strong. I'm not telling y'all to back down and just go away. Live your life. Do what you want to do. But how would you feel, right? If every straight person held a coming out ceremony at school? See, now, because being straight is supposed to be this normal. That's the normal thing, right? So, okay. So since you did that, what if every person in that school, every teacher in that school had a coming out straight ceremony? And every time somebody walked in the classroom, they group of kids, y'all, just want to let y'all know here today, I'm proud to say I'm straight. I'm straight, y'all. I'm proud to say that. What if they did that? Like, if you ask me, I would have a problem with that too. So it's not just because of what you chose to do with your life, right? It's not because of that. It's because my kid, again, my kid don't need to know nothing about your love life, man, and what you decide to do and what you prefer. Nobody care about that, man. Teach my kid this mathematics, man. Teach my kid how to read, man. You know what I'm saying? Work with my kid on his social studies and his science, man. All that other stuff about your love life and what you choosing to do, keep that out the classroom, man. It ain't got no place in there. Teach my kid and send them home, man. That's the bottom line. Teach my kid, send them home. That's the bottom line. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on, man. Let's go ahead and move on, because I don't want to get too worked up over that little section. Like, I'm not super duper mad about it. Like, I'm not salty. Like, my feelings ain't hurt about it. But it's like, it's just a time and place for everything, and that definitely wasn't the place, man. For her to be having that conversation. Go get a group of the teachers after school. Go to the bar. Y'all talk about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. So this next topic that I want to cover, man, again, like I told y'all, when I have certain topics, man, I'm always going to share something about myself in the topic. Something personal that I went through, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I want y'all to be able to, because you got a lot of different podcasts out there, right? And a lot of different people talk so much stuff on a podcast about this and about that, but they never talk about themselves. They never say anything about them and what they went through, even if it make them look a little crazy or if it make them look weak. It don't matter, man. It's just, this is life, man. Life is just full of experiences, right? Full of them. Some people learn and they evolve. Some people don't learn, or they may learn and they may not evolve. It might just tear them down, and they may just want to throw their whole life away after going through some situations in life or whatever. Next topic: ignoring red flags. We all know what they are. And for those of you that don't know, a red flag is basically when you decide to deal with somebody and you have a set way of how you feel about certain things, right? And that person will do something that'll make your spidey senses start tingling a little bit, and you like, ugh. But you just brush it off. You're like, no, I'm just going to keep on. I'm going to move on. What's up? When we going on date number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You're ignoring the red flags, right? At some point, though, man, as adults, you got to wake up. You have to wake up. I'm talking about you 40 years old, man, and you still got the same story after same story after same story about this failed relationship, that failed relationship. And I get it. I get it. But at some point, and it's funny because I was having this conversation with my boy D. D, let's go. We was having this conversation, right, about relationship, right? And I was trying to hold that back. I did not mean to cuss, man. That was one. That was my one cuss word. I'm trying to clean it up a little bit. So we were just having a conversation about relationship stuff. I'm gonna bleep that out too when I go through the editing process. We was having a conversation about relationships or whatever, and I was basically talking to him about, relationship stuff that we all go through. And as we go through these relationships after relationships, even starting from when we was younger all the way up until now, at some point during that process of going through those different relationships, just going through them, at some point it don't matter what the age is. Let me rewind that back, because I said 40. Let me rewind that back, man, because life, again, is full of just lessons, right? And at some point, you have to stop yourself. Wherever you end up, where them lessons, where they start and where they stop, you have to start taking something away from those relationships. It don't matter if, okay, yeah, you hurt, right? Something happened to you in a relationship, you get tore down and your soul get ripped out of you and you hurting, right? I've been there before, right? But where it all went bad for me? This is me talking about myself. Up until recently, I thought that I was really learning something from past relationships that I was in, where it ended up going bad and I had to walk away with the hurt. She had to walk away with the hurt. I thought that I was learning something and actually moving on to the next relationship with something, where really I was moving on with hurt, because what I didn't do was I didn't look at my previous relationships as lessons, right? I didn't look at them, and I didn't take enough time to apply it to that next person, right? So I wasn't looking at it like, okay, instead of looking at it like, hey, okay, in this past relationship, I learned this, and this is a lesson, and this is what I should be looking out for, because I know this is what I care about in a woman, right? Instead of carrying that thought process into the next thing, to the next situation, I carried her in, thinking I was carrying in my smart lessons, right, that I learned, and this stuff that I evolved into. Really, I was carrying her in. So you know what I did to the next woman? I was looking at her like, everything she did, I'm judging. I'm basing it off of what I went through in my past. I'm like, okay, she did the same thing. You just like her. She did that too. You just like her. So really, I was still carrying that hurt with me from the past into that current relationship, right? Instead of healing, putting a package of lessons together, taking back control over my mind, letting the hurt go, so that I can identify those red flags, right, when I saw them off the rip. And then another thing that I didn't do while moving on, I didn't take my time. It was just kind of like, we go honeymoon phase. Oh, I love you. Forget everything else that we need to do before we jump into this. Let's just jump into it, right? You got to stop ignoring the red flags, man. And you got to get a little bit more control over this thing in here. That heart. You got to get a little bit more control over it, because what happens is you'll see somebody and that honeymoon phase will kick in, because you like, I'm already attracted to you, super attracted to you, and don't have one or two good conversations, right? Maybe 3 good conversations. You thinking, oh, this is the total package for me. So everything that I was supposed to take with me, all them lessons that I packaged up, that I thought I packaged up, man, I'm about to delete that. I'm going to delete that, dump that in the trash, because I got 3 good conversations out of this girl, and my heart is just, I just love everything about her, because we just going through this honeymoon happy phase, right? So all the red flags get ignored, man. And just like for a woman to go off of myself for a second. You've been messing with a man, right, for weeks and weeks, months and months. And that's this is just an example of the type of stuff that happens, right? You're messing with this man for weeks, months and months. And he ain't never invited you over to his place. You ain't never seen where he lay his head. Never. But guess where he always at? Your crib. Guess what he always willing to do? Meet you out somewhere. Think about that, man. And I know a lot of women like that. And the reason why, to go back to myself again. I used to be that guy. I was that guy. And it's not to say that I had a girlfriend. No, I didn't. Nope. I just had too much, and I had too many things. I had a lot in play, a lot in motion. You're not the girl that can come over to the crib. I'm going to always come to your crib. I got a girl that can always come to the crib. You not her. You see what I'm saying? Red flags. I'm pointing them out for you. That's a red flag. Y'all got to stop ignoring that. Because what'll happen? You just ignore it. And you just say, all right, well, cool. We can just keep coming to my house. I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to always have something here for you to eat. But you know what he going to do eventually? Because I did it. Eventually, he's going to find that one that he really like. And then eventually, he's going to fade away. He's going to stop coming over as much. He's going to start responding to your texts. He's going to just like slowly stop responding. Then he probably ain't going to pick up the phone or like that no more. Then eventually, it'll just fade away. And if she a psycho chick, she'll be cool. She'll lose it. She going to start popping up at the crib. She going to start doing all types of stuff. I said that in the last podcast. Pretty much similar situation that I just described. That's how it pretty much played out. But if she a cool chick, she'll just fade away. Y'all both fade away. Then you won't see her no more. Eventually, you might bump into her in the grocery store. Y'all do that weird, awkward little, hey. Even though y'all know y'all didn't resolve anything, but that's how it plays out, if you ignore the red flags. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit different, man, and you're looking for something a little bit more serious, you have to stop ignoring the red flags. Care package. I talked about being a care package in the previous episode. And a lot of people don't like to, they don't like to hear about the care packages, man. But I like to talk about care packages because I used to have a few care packages. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. And it felt good in the moment, because I'm living. I'm talking about you got food all the time. You got money all the time. You always got a crib to go to. Like, you going to get gifts. That's a care package, right? But this is not to glorify like being the recipient on the other end, right? This not to glorify that. So for all you women out there that are care packages, and men are care packages too, because y'all get played too. I got caught. All right, let me just keep it real. Man, I got caught in one care package situation. One time ever in my life. And I'm going to get back to the care package, showing my love to the people that are care packages. So, I met this girl, Plenty of Fish. Y'all know everybody been on Plenty of Fish. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't pretend you ain't been on that Plenty of Fish run, right? So I see this girl on Plenty of Fish. Profile, nice, man. Saying all the right things in that little paragraph right on that page. So you're like, damn, she interested in this. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. We gonna vibe. Hit the message. She hit me back. We like, all right, cool. What's up? We get to talking to each other. Everything was lovely. So, she say, okay, well, I'll come to the crib, if you want to just hang out or whatever. All right, cool. But when she hit me up to come to the crib, I had just ate. Like, I wasn't even thinking like, all right, she want to come through. But she had hit me up on some like later in the afternoon type stuff. It was probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. I'm like, man, I had just ate. I was at the crib chilling. I was for real about to shut it down for the night. But then she hit me up. So I'm like, all right, man, cool. Just come through, right? Come through. So soon as she got there, she was like, I'm hungry. I'm like, man, I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I just smashed. Like, I had just smashed. And this is not me trying to be cheap or nothing, but she was just like, I'm so hungry and I ain't have no groceries. I just had a few like healthy smoothie blends and that was about it. So I was like, man, do you want to just grab some fast food real quick? We good. I got you. She was like, yeah, well, let's just, she was like, let's just go to Burger King or something. I'm like, all right, cool. I got you. So we go to Burger King, and this is where the red flag should have popped up. We get to Burger King. She ordered the most, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. Yep, because I'm cheap. She ordered the most expensive chicken sandwich on the menu and got an extra large, like a large smoothie. She got like a sandwich, like a chicken sandwich meal, large, and then she substituted the drink. No, she got the drink, I'm sorry, and she got a large smoothie on the side. I'm like, man, that meal was almost $20, man. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. It was up there. It was pricey. I'm like, man. I'm like, okay. So we get back to the crib, right? She eat all her food, and then her conversation went from being she was just like, oh, happy and nice and stuff, talking when she came through the door. But I noticed, like, soon as she got finished eating, she was kind of like on some, I'm getting ready to, I'm gonna go home because I'm a little tired or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. And we never talked again. Never talked again. I hit her up, sent her a few messages, no response. I'm just like, okay. And I don't know if it was because I took her to Burger King, but I feel like I was a care package that day. I feel like she came over for the meal, and that was it. She wanted something to eat. Let me get something to eat about this dude, and I'm gone. And I know some of y'all probably going to say, you took her to Burger King. Listen, I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not going to go sit down in a restaurant if I just ate. And the plan wasn't like she was planning a date. She just wanted to come through, right? So it wasn't like it was hey, we're going to link up and let's go out to eat, right? Because if she would have said that, I would have told her, like, on the phone, like, for real, I just ate. Like, can we go another day? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been, like, because I ain't finna go sit in a restaurant full already. I did that yesterday with my homies. Right? And when we at the restaurant, I ordered some dessert because I'm like, I'm not hungry. I just ate. But I was a care package that day, man. She got me, man. But it ain't never happened again after that. But back to what I was saying about care packages, man. The care packages, to avoid becoming a care package, man. You gotta see the red flags, man. You have to see through the red flags. If you can't see through the red flags of, the stuff that a dude will ask you for, or the stuff that a chick will ask you for, or to just if you don't watch them enough and you don't look out for the things that I'm saying, or if you don't pay attention to stuff that you went through in the past and try to factor it into, without the hurt, without carrying the hurt in, but factor in your past experience. If it's something similar that you went through before, like I said, destroy the hurt first, but apply it and be like, man, you showing me signs of something that I went through before. And you may not necessarily have to even destroy that situation right there on the spot. Nah. But like my man Ivor said yesterday when we was all talking, he said, you look for that first one, right? That first situation when something go bad, right? You got to try to make it happen again, right? Just to see if you're right. I'm not saying go out there being like nitpicking, but you got to try to recreate that situation again just to see if what you were thinking is right. That's what you got to do sometimes, man. But again, don't carry the hurt into that situation. You cannot carry the hurt in. First, process out your heal, get that out your system, move forward. Because you don't want to become a red flag, right? I can speak for myself on that. I carried hurt into a relationship. I did. I carried past hurt into a relationship, thinking in my mind, really pretending that I was healed. And the crazy part is, I was single for a long time before that, right? But just because you walk away from a relationship, right? A relationship go bad, you walk away, right? And you could be single for however long. And just because you walk away, it don't mean that you heal. It don't mean that you healed. It just means that you walked away from a situation and that was it. You got to go through a healing process. Hey, guy, I'm recording, okay? Can you shut the door upstairs? I'm going to let you know. I'll be done in about 10 minutes, okay? I'm going to let you know when you can come back down. Shut the door for me, please. Thank you. My bad, y'all. But you have to go through a healing process first. And I'm not talking about just because you've been single after a bad relationship for a long time. That don't mean you healed. I promise you it don't. It don't. It just goes into it just goes dormant, right? All the hurt goes dormant in here, right? And what happens is when you finally decide to be in a real relationship, I know I'm just speaking from my experience, you in a serious relationship, right? And that switch will flip back on, because now you got this little bubbly love in your heart, and now that switch is gonna flip back on, and then all the reminders of what you went through in the past with that ex, they're gonna come flooding back in, and then you're gonna start looking for all that stuff in that next person. And that is dangerous, especially from somebody that ain't healed. You ain't healed yet? Like I said, even though you had a break in between, but you ain't healed. Yeah, I've been single for 5 years though, man. So now I'm deciding to get back into it, but you didn't heal. So really think about it like this. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with stuffing your feelings. I know I am. When you stuff those feelings deep down inside and you put them in your gut, you throw them around to the kidneys, you stuff it in the liver, you stuff your feelings on everything that matters to you. That's the worst thing that you can ever do in life, right? Just like a relationship. You may have cared about somebody so much in a relationship, and you did so much for a person in a relationship that when it ends, you ain't really getting no help for what happened to you. So you just gotta walk away with your broken heart, and you just like, all right, man, forget it, man. I'm just gonna go on with my life. But I ain't gonna talk to nobody about it. I ain't gonna seek no professional help if I need to about it. I'm just gonna go live my life and do whatever I wanna do going forward. Thinking that that's gonna work for you. Thinking that it's gonna work for you. But eventually, I promise you, man, like, there are some people out here who, I guess, they cool with living just free, you know, because you have some people who be married for 20, 30 years, and they go through a divorce, and they don't ever want to settle back down with nobody else ever again because that divorce was so bad on them, or that marriage was just so bad on them, or it was just a relationship, not even a marriage, a 30-year relationship was just so bad to them, you know. And some people may not want to settle down. But on the flip side, some of y'all can't pretend, man. You can't pretend that you ain't never gonna want to be in love again. You can't pretend that you ain't never gonna want to be in a relationship again. Like, I know some people right now, man, that a few years ago they told me that they'll never be with somebody else ever again. They just want to be out here in these streets. Like, I know a lot of dudes, man, a lot of dudes, and like, one of them was my best friend. I'm talking about, like, my best friend, one of my suburban, like, Bedford best friends or whatever. And I just knew that this dude was never going to settle down again. I'm talking about running them through. And it was all because the heart was hurt, right? But guess what he did once that heart healed? Settled on down. Been with the same girl for a long time, but same person. I ain't never going to settle down again. You got to heal. You got to heal this thing first. And once you heal it, again, look for those red flags, man. And don't ignore them. Don't ignore the red flags. And I didn't go in on care packages like a lot like I wanted to, but I guess I'll say this. Care packages. If you notice, well, let me say this to y'all care packages. Women that like to do stuff like this, I'm gonna just speak to the women right now because this is my experience and what they used to always do for me. Y'all going out here buying us stuff all the time, buying us clothes, buying us food, giving us money all the time, buying PS3s, 4s, 5s. That don't make us like y'all for real. It don't make us like y'all a lot. It just make y'all like a present, like a genie lamp for real. Like we know that once we figure out that you just a giver, we ain't gonna tell y'all to stop doing it. We just gonna keep on taking it from you. And you know what? Eventually, what we gonna end up doing? We ain't never gonna settle down with you unless we way down and out, right? We got to get on our feet. We'll move in with you just to get on our feet. And once we get on our feet, because you know why we'll move in with you? Because we know that when we move in with you, I'm gonna be working and I ain't never got to pay no rent. I ain't got to pay no light bill, no water bill, no gas bill, no nothing. You gonna pay it all. So a dude will move up in there with you, and he got 100% of his check to himself. And in that way, now he's just working on getting on his feet. You still a care package, even though he live there, and you telling everybody he your man. No, you still a care package. You think he your man, because he just letting you think that, right? But ask yourself, this is how, all these red flags. He moved in with you, he worked, but he don't help you pay no bills. He keep all his money to himself, and you don't never think to ask him for it. Look yourself in the mirror right now and ask yourself, am I a care package? I am a care package. Yes, you are. That's you. I'm talking about you. Don't ignore those red flags. All right, let's move on, man. Let's move on. I spent a lot of time on that one. This one right here. A lot of y'all women ain't gonna like this. Y'all ain't gonna like it, but I gotta speak my mind, man. Women, why does a man have to come to the table with 1,000% of his stuff together, but you can walk through the door with a handbag, and the only thing you got in that handbag is your ID? And let me drop some more on that. Some of y'all work at the same job as the person y'all dating, right? Y'all make just as much as him, but y'all still want him to take care of y'all? Make that make sense. Okay? Make it make sense. See, if you're looking for that type of man, you got to go find that specific type of man, right? It ain't going to be the dude at your job. And if it is the dude at your job, my man, you need to wake up. And I'm just being real. Excuse me. You need to wake up, and I'm being real. Bruh, all y'all need to wake up. You work at a call center. You make $43,000 a year. She make $43,000 a year. Why would you go live somewhere with her and you pay 100% of the bills? Because you're trying to do this, I'm a real man type of deal. I'm a real man. I take care of my woman. But guess what? Y'all make the same. Make it make sense. Now, on the flip side of things, before people get mad, I get it. In certain situations, right? I'll put it like this. I'll say for myself, if I'm the breadwinner and I make 3, 4, 5 times what my woman make, hey man, quit that job. Because what you're gonna do is we come back to the crib, and I'm not talking about come back to the crib and be this wait. You ain't finna wait on me. You ain't gonna be in the kitchen just slaving over no stove for me. You ain't gonna be just running around here taking care of the kids for me. Nah, we gonna take some of the bread that I got and we gonna flip it into a business, right? Or we're going to flip it into something that you want to do, right? That's going to bring in more money. So that's the flip side of my thought process on that. But you at a call center, I'm at a call center. We make almost the same amount of money. My mans, all y'all out there, stop trying to be these macho dudes. I don't care what you do for a living. You could be a truck driver. You can work on the railroad. You could work at Walmart, Taco Bell. I love saying Walmart and Taco Bell all the time like when I'm just saying jobs. Walmart, Taco Bell, Burger King. But you could work at any of them places, man. Listen here, man. You know how much money it costs to have a wife at home and kids and you got this job at a call center and you trying to take care of everybody? No, you're not the VP. You're not the AVP. You're not the dude at that call center bringing in that $100,000 a year. No, that ain't you. You're the 43,000 and lower, or maybe 46,000, 47,000. Still ain't enough. And your girl working in there right there with you. So you supposed to be broken down, spend all your bread. What we doing with your cash? No, baby, that's you. I got all this up in here because you trying to play this tough guy role like you got it like that. No, you ain't got it like that. And then you know how some dudes get it a little twisted up too. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be the provider. I'm going to be the provider and I'm going to provide 100% of everything for you, baby. But you know where we got to live? We got to live on 55th and Woodland. Because you know why? The only way that I can take care of you, you got a car, I got a car. You got a car note, I got a car note. You got insurance, I got insurance. You got a cell phone bill, right? We got a family plan, so I got to pay for all of that too, right? We got that rent, we got that renter's insurance too, right? We got to take care of all of that too, right? So we got that lights, water, gas bill that we got to pay too, right? But I got it all, baby, because guess what? Our rent to live on 55th and Woodland is $350 a month for this two family that we staying in. We good, right? Gunshots outside, people fighting. All right. But y'all good though, right? Because you the man. You the man because you paying for everything. But at what cost? Living on 55th and Woodland? Living on 30th? Living on Kinsman? Where everybody, you know, where's you in the danger zone? You living in the danger zone because you got to take care of everything. You the man. I got to be the man in my house, man. I got to take care of everything. You can't build up off of that, bruh. You cannot build up off of that. If you get in this situation, the best thing to me is for me and my partner that I'm with, my woman that I'm with, we got to build together. We got to build together. We both got to be up. I can't lean on her and tear her down financially and I'm up. No, we both got to have some bread coming in into the savings, right? You sitting out there trying to be the man, but you exhausting all your bread. You exhausting. You ain't even got no savings because you trying so hard to look so. Who you talking to about this? I try my best not to even talk to nobody outside of my house about my finances. Now we have a conversation about, you know, certain stuff. I keep it real. Like, nah, I'm not paying for everything. What I look like? Nah, I don't try to hold that type of position. It don't make me feel good. And it don't make me feel like less of a man saying that, yeah, my woman pay bills too. Y'all got to get out this way of thinking, man. If you ain't breaded up, and I hope you know what I mean when I say breaded up, you bringing home buku cash. You got a lot of throwaway bread. You got so much money, you don't even know what to do with it. That makes sense, right? For you to have a partner, your woman, or even on the flip side of things, because don't get me wrong. Some of y'all women, I get it. You know, I don't get it. I'm sorry. Let me say this again. I don't get it. Some of them that think like this, I don't get it. So it's okay for you to find a man, right, that got his stuff going on. You ain't got nothing going on. But guess what? You get with him and he help you get your thing going, right? But on the flip side of things, you can have your thing going, but you wouldn't mess with a dude who was on the come up. That's a problem? Why is he looked at like a weak man? He on the come up just like you was when you met that dude that had all that bread, right? There are a lot of people in this world that got a lot of ideas, a lot of good business ideas, right? But I'm going to just take it for myself. I built a company. Started it on my own. One of the hardest things I ever did in my life. And I'm not saying that I stopped doing it because it was like super hard, but no, you just need people. Like, you need a team of people for real, to run certain types of business, right? And that's the type of business that I have. And we on our way on the come up, right? To bring it back up. But financially, to get that business to where I want it to go, money got to be poured into it for real. You got to invest money into that thing, right? So let's just say I come along and I meet this woman, we fall in love, but she got millions. Is it not okay for her to help me get my thing popping? I'm not coming through the door with nothing. I got this business that I built, right? Is it not okay for her to help me get up off the ground? A lot of people say, no, you shouldn't need no woman for that. But it's okay for a man with a lot of money to help a woman with an idea. She may have a candle business. She may have a merch business, right? Struggling because she ain't got enough money for materials and stuff like that to push it. And she ain't got enough money for advertisement and stuff like that. It's okay for the dude to come in and they won't bat an eye at it. Y'all got to get out this world y'all living in, man. Where all we sit around doing is we trying to find a way to always control women, right? Always trying to control them, control their minds, and make them think that we can just step on them all the time. And on the flip side of things, we always treat men are always treated like we always got to take care of a woman 100% of the time. Question, I asked Devon this. D, I had to ask you this. I have to put this out there. We were just texting about something similar to this earlier, right? And I had asked him a question. I said, my question is, why should a man be responsible for taking care of 100% of a woman's needs? Who is responsible for her needs before? Who was responsible for her needs before that man came into her life, right? And I'm just being real with you. Look at yourself right now. If you're a single woman right now, right? You got dudes coming at you. They in your inbox. They trying to get at you. You dating dudes and this and that. You ain't got nobody taking care of you right now, right? So who taking care of your bills right now? Who's paying your rent? Who paying your mortgage? Who paying your house note? Your car note. Who paying your insurance? Who paying for your cell phone? Your lights, water, gas? If you got kids, who's taking care of them? You and your baby daddy? Or just you by yourself? So when you meet this guy, he's supposed to just come in and be ready to take over all your problems, right? Not even calling them problems, but just taking over all your responsibilities 100%. I just met you. We both 35 years old, right? I just met you. And I'm supposed to be willing to come through the door and do that? Why do you think a lot of dudes don't want to be in a relationships? Or they just rather just play chicks and just smash and go? Because a lot of dudes, for real, they not in a position to be able to take care of a woman like that. Everybody's on the come up, right? You know, you do have some people out here that's super duper successful, right? That's cool. If you can find that person. But hopefully you on your grind and you don't make that person not want to be with you because they see you not on your grind. But again, what man is going to want to come through the door and tell you that, oh, I see you got a kid, you got your own spot. Okay. All right. Well, let's just come move in with me and you ain't got to pay for your bills no more. You ain't got to pay for nothing no more. I got everything on this $43,000 that this call center pay me every year. Come on now. You got to make it make sense, man. You have to make it make sense, man. Now, if your plan is to be that guy, get on your grind. Right? Make sure you got a lot of bread. Make sure you're making a nice amount of money to put yourself in that position to be the man to take care of everything in the house. I'm sorry for the pause. I'm just looking at something. Okay. So on that, still staying on that topic, I was saying, this is not the old days, man. Back in the days where, you can get a gallon of gas for a nickel. This ain't the old days, man. Ain't nothing cheap no more. You know, and a lot of people ain't paid like you think they are, man. Especially if you work at the same job as a person, man. Come on, man. You should already know if you're gonna date this person at your job and you're gonna take them serious and you're gonna get in a relationship with them, just know that y'all probably make around the same amount of money as each other. So don't set your expectations so high for him to be or her to be this type of person that's about to come in and just be papered up. Nah. No. Just think about it, man. Use common sense, man. Some jobs pay well depending on, you know, what you do, what type of career you have in there. But y'all get what I'm saying, man. If you're in a relationship with me, we building together as a team. It ain't no I'm going to sit over here stressing myself out, working myself to the bone for 30 to 35 years to retire just to be salty on the back end of my life that I gave up all this time in my life because I wanted to take care of my woman and just build the world for her. But at the end of the day, when I'm done and when it's all said and done, I'm retired. I ain't got nothing. All of this is gone. This is dead in here. This is dead up here. Nah, man. We're going to build something together because I think we can get to that mountaintop if we work together, right? That's just what I'm thinking. It won't be no one-sided stuff going on this end, man. And I'm just saying, that's why a lot of wealthy men lose half of their money. And I get it, you know, some of y'all women stay at home taking care of the kids and stuff like that while the man is out there building up a career, you know, building up this and building up that. But no, we're going to build together. We're going to build together. So that way, if something do go bad, guess what? You can walk away with the half. And I wouldn't be salty about it because it is half of yours because we built this empire together. But yeah, man, this one was a long one. This was a nice one, man. I'm sorry if I hurt some of y'all feelings, but I'm not sorry. Y'all will be all right, man. But go ahead and smash that like button, man. Please subscribe to my channel. Please turn on the bell notification so that when I do drop a new video, you will get the notification sent directly to your phone or to your computer. If you're sitting in front of it, it's going to pop up like, Dustin just dropped a new video. Let's Talk Podcast. So you can jump on it, all right? But yeah, that's all I got to say for today. And I'm trying to make sure I didn't leave anything out. I don't think I did, man. But until the next time, my people, peace.